they don't give a fuck about hip hop or black music or black community. They don't give a fuck about none of that. They give a fuck about access. They give a fuck about being able to bring their little nerdy friends to the concerts, cause that helps them raise money. They've been trying to get to me for years, bro. I told 50 he ruined New York hip-hop. He spun it back around on me talking about I ruined New York hip-hop, and then all of his fans and fanatics ran with that.
You blame me for New York City hip-hop.
It is your fault.
He was the program director.
No,
he did not play that music.
No.
Yo, face. Show your face, please, with sugar on top.
Hey, what's up, y'all? Y'all know my slogan. I don't know it all, but I know what I've been through. Now, before we get into this video, make sure you check us out on Patreon at www.patreon.com/Hookah Anonymous _. You guys been telling us to create one for the longest, so we recently created a community where we will upload videos that we can't share on YouTube due to their guidelines. We'll also be dropping the latest to there first, behind the scenes information that you wouldn't find anywhere else on our socials. So make sure you become a member, and after you do that, head over to our official Instagram page at Hookah Anonymous _ and follow us there. Now without further ado, let's get into what you guys came here to see. Now, y'all know Ebro of Hot97, or should I say former Hot97 host Ebro, have been going back and forth with 50 Cent and has been the latest victim of 50's run, while within the last week we've seen him go at it with Marlon Wayans, Ja Rule, Mano, and now Ebro. Now personally, 50 Cent has had a hell of a week when it comes to beef, and y'all know this is what 50 lives for. And it's almost as if he's using these guys as pawns and they don't even realize it, or they really are into it, in which I doubt. I believe 50 is just being smart, using this controversy as promo, and they don't realize it. And as I always tell y'all, controversy sells, and they're all doing it. Back in the day, whenever someone had a movie or album coming out, they had a whole rollout where they'll do interviews, in-store signings, and so forth. However, it went from that to every time someone has something coming out, they'll diss another rapper or have personal drama going on. Why? Because everyone noticed the formula that controversy sells, and it's a win-win for companies because it's also free. Now, when it comes to Ebro, as many of y'all may know by now, his morning show along with Peter Rosenberg and Lawrence Styles have been officially terminated. Ebro confirmed the news on Twitter as he would take to his account and issue a message where he would state, quote, "It's done, more to come, #Ebro in the morning." Hot97 haven't released any official reason as to why, but many, including Ebro, has blamed Ebro's political views being the reason. In particular, his negative views towards Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu. Ebro addressed his supporters in the video, telling them that the corporate powers that be made the economic decision to pull the plug due to him not being politically correct.
Subscribe to Ebro in the morning on YouTube. Told y'all a couple of weeks ago when they tried to run that Andrew Cuomo play on me. Remember that?
Now also notice, right, how they always use the they. Remember what Monique said? Say their names.
I've heard things, well, they've told me personally, people that were in the room.
Say their names. And if not, like I told Lenard before, keep it on the playground.
Right? Say their names. It's funny how a lot of people, they claim they are out to get them. They did this, who's they? Right? It's funny how they never mention who these people are.
And then they tried, you know, when the Trumpster got in office. Listen, man, I don't capitulate well, bro. Been doing this too long. If you look around all the major media outlets, look at all the major media outlets, man. All of them. Look at all of them. They all gotta fold up because they all trying to renew their deals, their licenses. They all, well, in this particular situation, we'll get into more specifics another time. Bro's a casino owner. You know those 3 licenses that they got here in New York City for the casinos? The guy that owns one of the casinos licenses. He gotta raise $500,000, bro. $500 million, excuse me. They need my talking anti-Netanyahu, anti-government, progressive shit out the way, bro. They need me out the way. They trying to get to these bags that these VCs got, raise some capital.
Now he has a point, right? And I think we should all know by now, I mean, we see what happened to Kanye, Kyrie Irving. When you speak against a certain group of people and you have a big platform, you should know that that's a no-no. And I think at some point Ebro knew that. Maybe he didn't care, or maybe he thought he was bigger or just as big as the program. But they damn sure showed him.
They don't really care, like, especially for like a Hot97 and a WBLS. They don't give a f about hip hop or black music or black community. They don't give a f about none of that. They give a f about access. They give a f about being able to bring their little nerdy friends to the concerts, because that helps them raise money. They've been trying to get to me for years, bro. Years. But, you know, Ebro in the morning on the YouTubes.
So basically, Ebro is stating that the reason he feels his show was terminated was because of the powers that be needed to get him out the way because of his political views and the person he's talking about having power due to owning casino rights and licensing and etc. Now here's the thing, y'all. Do I think he's wrong? Maybe not. Things like that do happen. But if y'all notice how he says they, and if y'all notice, now that this happened to him, he's letting it be known that things like this do happen in that industry where there's a certain group of people that can get you out the way if you don't conform with the program. But it's mighty funny because Ebro's the same guy who swears that these exact situations are conspiracy theories. Ebro over the years have been one of the main ones when people speak on the higher ups and the elites or groups having powers behind the scenes. He would say that it's all conspiracy theories. But it's mighty funny how now that he's going through what he's going through, suddenly he wants everyone to believe that they are trying to sabotage him. I told y'all that no one talks about these things until it hits close to home all the time, right? But anyway, since Ebro has lost his morning show, he has been facing backlash from people who already feel that his morning show is what ruined New York hip-hop alone. Now before this situation, some people have shown their distaste for the morning show because some even felt that Ebro would be biased towards the younger generation of music. And Ebro on many occasions have made it very clear that he's not a fan of the younger music, even coining the name Old Man Ebro, and there was a time where you didn't hear a lot of younger artists during their set when it came time to play music. His argument has always been that a lot of younger artists, particularly New York artists as well, weren't working hard enough, going on tour, or making enough noise to be played on the radio.
I know, but I'm not Troy Ave. You can't take one artist and say,
you're not
listen,
even Troy Ave yet.
Exactly. I'm not Troy Ave.
But that's what I'm saying. So we play Troy Ave all day.
I don't hear Troy Ave all day.
Yeah, we play Troy Ave all day.
Y'all play him, and we respect, y'all play him when y'all under the microscope. You know what I'm saying? When artists come and they say, yo, why y'all not playing records?
No,
when
but we
it's an
definitely
OG?
give records a chance. We have to try them out. But if
No, that's
people
what
are
I'm
not
saying.
receptive to it, then
Okay,
you can't
that's
just
what I'm
keep
saying.
playing.
No, Lord shout is me and him gonna get into it because this is that bullshit rapper.
No, but listen, that's what I'm saying.
You're not doing the work.
But listen.
And shout to Troy Ave, that's my dude. We showing mad love.
Yeah.
Right? He's not going on tour neither. He's holding out,
Not going on tour with 50?
No, he going to clubs.
thought
That's
he was going on
club
tour with
dates.
50.
Club dates. That's
Oh.
different. I'm talking about selling tickets.
So listen, but
when
what
people go on
what did-
Ticketmaster and buy your ticket early.
What did Lord just say? You have to give the records a chance.
We do.
But we
No,
do.
but listen, this is what I'm asking.
Breaking ass rappers.
This is what I'm asking.
Complaining.
So what's up with giving my record a chance?
We'll see if it's good.
So you gonna give it a chance?
Yeah,
I'm
we
gonna play it
can
right
play
now.
it.
Let's
No,
go
I don't
play
mean just right now.
Oh, you
I
want us
mean,
to play you
we
100
need-
times
No, not
and make
100.
people fall in love with your ass, but you not out here doing the tour.
or the time where him and Uzi had a weird back and forth about older and younger audiences.
Nah, because all I got is old man beats and you're not built for
Hey,
that.
listen. It's gonna be a lot of young guys coming up here and they ain't gonna want to rap on that. I'm trying to tell you, it's changing.
Yo, look.
It's changing.
I hope they change.
It's changing, bro.
I hope they change. I hope they change. But as I've seen with all you little young that think you nice.
Yeah.
He is pretty nice.
You nice.
Yeah, I'm good.
Y'all get to like 27, 28, and y'all get to struggling, and y'all be trying to come back
tell
and
you
find
what,
that sound.
I ain't gonna struggle, bro.
All right, we're gonna see.
We gonna see. Oh, you gonna learn.
And guess what? I'm gonna be here.
Yeah. It's gonna be totally different too. Like I'm gonna be all the way a rock
so let me
star by
ask you-
then.
So it's clear that Ebro wasn't in favor of the younger artists at all. Peter Rosenberg will also throw his 2 cents in every now and then, and many people believe that these guys were too biased to have the position on the morning radio that they had. Keep in mind, Ebro in the Morning have been on air for 13 years since 2012. Now when it comes to him and 50 Cent, somehow this spun into Ebro versus 50, and this time 50 wasn't really the one that actually came at him first. In this situation, Ebro was doing his podcast, and he was responding to people stating that he ruined New York hip-hop. This is because a lot of people actually does feel like that, including myself, and I get into it why a little later. But he told his supporters that the narrative that he ruined New York hip-hop came from 50 Cent, because some time ago he told 50 to his face that he ruined hip-hop during an interview, but yet 50 spun it on him and said that he ruined hip-hop, and all of his fans ran with it.
Told 50 he ruined New York hip-hop. He spun it back around on me talking about I ruined New York hip-hop, and then all of his fans and fanatics ran with that. But first it was 50 Cent who ruined New York hip-hop. Y'all know. Nobody wanted to work together. People who was already popping in the city was like, everybody was hemming and hawing and soft shoeing because nobody wanted to work together because 50 Cent was so popping. So that's where that narrative comes from.
Blame me for New York City hip-hop.
It is your fault.
He was the program director.
No,
he did not play their music.
No, I
This
supported
is who
you.
they should be looking
I
for.
supported you.
That's what
It's your fault. And then
How you gonna mess it up and then say I did?
I know you played a party, bro. That's what he's saying.
That's what he did.
he's full of.
He go look the program that all of the artists that made records during that time span. You mean to tell me they didn't play because my records were good?
No, a lot of them.
They didn't play. There was actually the program director didn't
No, there was
play.
actually a lot.
But did they really run with a narrative? Could it be that maybe they actually do feel that Ebro and his morning show ruined New York hip-hop? One person underneath DJ Academic's post about Ebro stating that 50 ruined New York hip-hop would say, quote, Ebro has been an old hater for over 10 years now. At some point, if you refuse to grow or adapt, you get left behind. Now, another person will actually defend Ebro as he would state, quote, Ebro said this to his face in that interview they did years ago. Also, he's right. After 50 Cent started beefing with everyone, the city fell off. Now, both got very good points. Basically, one user mentioned 50 destroying New York hip-hop, stating that it's because 50 was beefing with the whole industry, making people not want to work with each other. But the other user states that it was Ebro because he refused to grow with the times of music and conform to the new direction that it was going in, always putting down younger artists, and etc. However, there's one more user that has something to say that painted the same exact picture of how I feel as to why I say Ebro ruined New York hip-hop. This user will state, quote, but what does people not working together have to do with what's chosen by you, a non-New Yorker, to be played on the air? That's where you was fake gatekeeper and ruined New York sound. Now, if you're lost about him saying non-New Yorker, this is because technically Ebro Darden isn't even from New York. Ebro is from Berkeley, California. Then to take things a step further, his co-host Peter Rosenberg isn't from New York neither. He's from Chevy Chase, Maryland. Then to make matters even more worse, Laura Styles, the other co-host, is from Los Angeles, California. Right? So this is why I always had a problem with the Ebro in the Morning show. Me, I've always been deep into hip-hop, and I believe especially in New York, the culture should be ran by the culture. They have a whole morning show defined as New York's morning show, and not one of them are even from New York. Right? And this is why a lot of their views and opinions don't reflect the culture of New York, because they aren't even from New York. And the problem is, if they're the head of New York morning radio, whenever people come to New York, they are a reflection of us because many people assume they represent New York because they would be from New York, right? But realistically, they don't because they're not even from here. So that's always been one of my biggest gripes when it comes to Ebro and his whole morning show. Not to mention when it comes to New York hip-hop, Ebro single-handedly ruined it in my personal opinion. This is because when Ebro was the program director, remember, as a program director, you are in charge of who gets played and who gets exposure on the radio. And Ebro was running Hot 97 like it was death row, where if he didn't like you or liked your music, you didn't get played. Not to mention, y'all remember when there was a thing in New York where New York DJs weren't playing New York artists. Many rappers have pointed that out. New York DJs don't break artists, and that's a fact to this day. They wait for an artist from the city to go get hot elsewhere, and then once they got a hit record, then they play their record. But get this, when an artist from another city comes along, New York DJs will play them and they're still underground artists. I personally seen it with Lil Baby. A bunch of New York DJs were blasting Lil Baby's music before he was even Lil Baby that we know today, and he was on a come up. But they would never play an underground New York artist at the radio at peak time. You might get played at night if you pay a DJ or got close ties to him and you're affiliated some way, somehow. But an underground New York rapper getting played at prime time radio hours, rush hours, is just not a thing. And I feel that's where New York went wrong because New York stopped supporting New York, at least the DJ. Now, yeah, when 50 was beefing with everyone, it had the industry a little shaken up. But one man can't control artists being played on the radio. And it's funny because when Kendrick disses everyone, which he did numerous times, they say that he's being competitive or he's keeping everyone on their toes in the industry. So what's the difference? And to say 50 ruined the industry by beefing with people, it's like saying Biggie and Pac ruined New York hip-hop because it was real beef and they actually lost their lives, right? One thing don't have to do with another, honestly, and I feel Ebro was treating Hot 97 like it was personal vendetta against artists and not playing their music because of how he personally felt. Whereas, you're not supposed to run it like that. Simple as day. Whether you got a problem with an artist or not, if they have a song that the people are requesting or the people want to hear, then you got to play their music. Plain and simple. Now, 50 will respond to Ebro by reposting the video and captioned it saying, quote, "That's why I put a word in to have your show taken off the air. You can't just go around saying nasty things about people." So basically, he's trolling. Do I think 50 have the power to have Ebro's whole radio show get taken off? No. Could he have put a word in or suggested certain things? Who knows? Maybe. But I don't think he could single-handedly do anything to that show and have it taken off the air. Ebro's self-centeredness is what got him off radio, and let's see what the morning show come up with now. I think they done put Flex in to fill that spot in the morning. Do I think that's a good idea? I don't think anyone want to hear Flex screaming that early, but hey, man, y'all jump in the comments. Let me know what y'all think about this. How do y'all feel about who ruined hip-hop? Do y'all think it was 50 with his beefing? Or do y'all think it was Ebro not playing New York artists and holding personal grudges against artists? Don't forget to like, comment, share, subscribe. Hit that bell so you're notified every time we drop new content. And remember, as long as you keep on watching, I'm gonna keep on dropping. I'm out.